10 throbbing fingers gripping on a frayed hemp rope, trying to support the crushing weight of our dying hope. My palms are blistered and my wrist is sore. I cannot pull this heavy wagon an inch anymore. The fibers are cutting through my delicate skin, a losing battle that I cannot possibly win. Muscles are screaming for a moment of peace, praying for this brutal gravity to finally cease.
Calluses form from digging this eternal trench, breathing the exhaust and the metallic stench. I spent years carrying the lumber for our floor, but my spine is snapping, I can't lift anymore. My knuckles are white, my grip is starting to slip, steering the rudder of a capsizing ship. The weight of your expectations anchors my feet, dragging me down to the cobblestone street. We are lifting a mountain that refuses to move, straining our tendons just to try and prove that endurance alone can conquer the floor. Fighting against a universal physical law. Oh, these tired hands are letting go of the chain, releasing the tension, abandoning the pain. We work the midnight shift for a failing machine, the most exhausting labor the world has ever seen. No strength remaining in the marrow of the bone, leaving this heavy burden right here alone. We build a prison out of manual demands. Now we surrender with these tired hands. The hammer is heavy, the anvil is cracked. There is no strategy left for us to enact. I spent my youth turning the rusty iron wheel, trying to mold a phantom into something real. But the grease is dry and the gears are jammed. Our grand design is permanently damned. Sewing a canvas that keeps ripping apart, patching the leaks at the center of your heart. My needle is blunt, the thread is completely spent, fixing a structure that was permanently bent. I drop the tools onto the workshop floor. I'm walking away through the factory door. We are lifting a mountain that refuses to move, straining our tendons just to try and prove that endurance alone can conquer the floor. Fighting against a universal physical law. These tired hands are letting go of the chain, releasing the tension, abandoning the pain. We work the midnight shift for a failing machine, the most exhausting labor the world has ever seen. Oh, no strength remaining in the marrow of the bone, leaving this heavy burden right here alone. We build a prison out of manual demands. Now we surrender with these tired hands. Unclench the fist, open up the palm. After the heavy lifting comes a terrible calm. The blisters will heal, but the scars will remain, a permanent reminder of the manual strain. We are dropping the tools, we are breaking the lease, finding our freedom in total release. Drop the weight, let it fall. No strength at all. These tired hands are letting go of the chain, now releasing the tension, abandoning the pain. We work the midnight shift for a failing machine, the most exhausting labor the world
wiping the sweat from a weary face. Rest at last, tired hands. The artist drops the brush onto the stained floor, unable to paint a bright yellow scenery anymore. My palette is restricted to a miserable dark hue, a permanent mixture of a violet and a blue. The canvas absorbs the heavy pigmented pain, a watercolor portrait ruined by the acid rain. I rub the dye intensely against my fragile skin, hoping to extract the terrible sorrow deeply within.
The inkwell spills across the romantic manuscript, the tragedy born from the very first time we sipped. The letters dissolve into an illegible purple blur, forgetting exactly who we individually were. My veins are pumping a liquid that feels like lead, a chromatic disaster replacing the rosy red. The spectrum narrows down to a singular band, a bruised coloration taking over the entire land. The saturation is heavy, the contrast is low, a terrible tint bleeding into the undertow. No primary colors remain in the visual sphere, just the thick, rich pigment representing the fear. Oh, sinking slowly into the deep indigo of a majestic sadness, putting on a vibrant show. We dye our spirits in a melancholy stain, a beautiful masterpiece of an exquisite pain. The azure and the plum violently collide, creating a vast ocean where our feelings hide. Washing the fabric, but the tone refuses to go, permanently colored by the deep indigo. The twilight paints the horizon in a bruised purple shade, a celestial mirror of the giant mess we made. I stare at the sky and see my reflection there, a colored manifestation of absolute despair. The prism is broken, scattering a darker light, a heavy pigmentation claiming the entire night. A permanent tattoo injected right into the chest, a chromatic parasite that refuses to ever rest. The dye seeps deeper into the fibers of the soul, consuming my identity, swallowing me whole. A masterpiece of misery hanging in the gallery hall, a deeply tinted tragedy adored by them all. The saturation is heavy, the contrast is low, a terrible tint bleeding into the undertow. No primary colors remain in the visual sphere, just a thick, rich pigment representing the fear. Oh, sinking slowly into the deep indigo, majestic sadness, putting on a vibrant show. We dye our spirits in a melancholy stain, a beautiful masterpiece of an exquisite pain. The azure and the plum violently collide, creating a vast ocean where our feelings hide. Washing the fabric, but the tone refuses to go, permanently colored by the deep indigo.
a deeply pigmented, terrible sky. The pigment is toxic, poison in the very root. Bearing a bruised, severely discolored fruit. Stained so dark and whole, take the toll. The deep indigo. The paint dries up, the canvas tears a beautiful portrait of nobody who cares. Rich stain, deep indigo. The harvest is over and the fields are all bare. There's a scent of wood smoke hanging in the air. I'm leaning on the porch watching daylight expire, while the horizon is burning like a low burning fire. I got a pocket full of copper and a heart full of lead, thinking about the heavy words that we both said. The shadows are stretching like giants on the grass, waiting for this weary hour to finally pass. The wind is a whisper, the crickets are loud. We're hiding our faces in a linen cloud. The day is retreating, giving up the fight. Underneath the copper sky, everything is gold. A story of a passion that's growing old. It's the color of a penny, the color of a leaf, a beautiful moment of a jagged grief. Watching the world burn under a copper sky. I'll tune my resonator to an open G and sing to the ghosts of who we used to be. The river is a ribbon of shimmer and rust, turning our kingdom of marble to dust. I've stitched every memory into a quilt to cover the holes of the houses we built. The crows are all circling the old sycamore while I'm pacing the boards of this hollow floor. The wind is a whisper, the crickets are loud. We're hiding our faces in a linen cloud. The day is retreating, giving up the fight. Underneath the copper sky, everything is gold. A story of a passion that's growing old. It's the color of a penny, the color of a leaf, a beautiful moment of a jagged grief. Watching the world burn under a copper sky. the night falls is the only thing that answers when my spirit calls.
Copper rusting away
before the blue, before the gray, underneath the copper sky. Everything is gold, a story of a passion that's growing old. It's the color of a penny, the color of a leaf, a beautiful moment of a jagged grief, watching the world burn under a copper sky. Burn on copper sky,
fade to black.
Standing at the podium in a room of polished oak, choking on the testimony that we never spoke. The jury of our peers looks down with a severe frown, watching my elaborate defense completely burn down.
I swear upon the book, but my palm is drenched in sweat,
gambling my entire future on a losing bet. The prosecutor circles with a terrifying grace, presenting the evidence directly to my face.
The cross-examination is a brutal, violent art, tearing the alibis of our relationship apart. I sit at the defendant's table, staring at my shoes,
calculating the magnitude of what I am about to lose.
The photographs are graphic, displaying every sin,
a legal battle that we cannot possibly win.
The stenographer echoes every single tragic sigh,
documenting the anatomy of a massive lie. The verdict is approaching, the deliberation ends, betrayed by our lovers, abandoned by our friends.
No vocabulary exists
to mitigate the crime,
serving an eternity
of emotional time. Oh, look at this silent pleading in my desperate eye, a voiceless objection to a terrifying goodbye. The gavel strikes the block, the judgment is severe. We are guilty of destroying everything we held dear.
No eloquent speech
Can reverse the damage done. The sentence is delivered, the tragedy has won,
begging for a pardon that the magistrate
denies, condemned by the silent pleading in our eyes.
Objection overruled, the judge demands respect, analyzing the collateral damage of our gross neglect.
I try to summon a witness to testify for me,
but the hallway is empty,
a vacant, sterile seat.
The exhibits are labeled alphabetically in red,
a sequential documentation of the tears we shed.
the handcuffs are emotional,
But the restriction is real,
locking away the capacity
to ever properly feel.
I look across the aisle hoping for a shred of grace,
but I only see resentment carved into your face. The final was a pitiful, weak display, throwing our constitutional rights entirely away. Verdict is approaching, the deliberation ends, betrayed by our lovers, abandoned by our friends.
No vocabulary exists
to mitigate the crime, solving an eternity of emotional time. Oh, look at this silent pleading in my desperate eye.
a voiceless
Objection to a terrifying goodbye.
The gavel strikes the block.
The judgment is severe.
We are guilty of destroying
Everything we held dear. No eloquent speech can reverse the damage done.
the sentence is delivered.
The sentence is delivered. Tragedy has won.
Begging for a pardon that the magistrate denies.
Condemned by the silent pleading in our eyes.
Take me to the cell.
Lock the heavy iron grave.
We are entirely responsible
For this agonizing fate,
the appeals are exhausted,
the Supreme Court declined,
leaving the innocence of our history behind.
perjury of the spirit, treason of the heart. The jurisdiction mandates that we remain apart. Guilty, no defense. Feel the suspense. Oh, look at this silent pleading in my desperate eye. A voiceless objection to a terrifying goodbye.
The gavel strikes the block.
The judgment is severe. The judgment is severe.
We are guilty of destroying
Everything we held dear.
no eloquent
Speech can reverse the damage done. The sentence is delivered.
the tragedy has won.
Begging for a pardon. Begging for a pardon.
That the magistrate denies.
Condemned by the silent pleading in our eyes. Court adjourned, but chamber clears, serving a sentence, 1,000 tears. No words left, silent pleading. Draping this heavy cloak across my shivering skin, hiding the brutal war that I am fighting within. The fabric is woven with a gentle dark thread, a cushion of comfort for my exhausted head.
I sink into the plushness of a quiet despair,
Running my trembling fingers through your absent hair. Tears fall like pearls upon a darkened rug, wrapped in the tightness of an invisible hug.
correction per structure rule. Smooth textures conceal a blade of pure steel, pretending this elegant numbness is not real. I trace the rich patterns of our ruined design, sewing my jagged heart beat directly into thine. The parlor is dimly lit with a burgundy glow, masking the undertow, dragging me below.
A tailored suit of sadness fitting perfectly right, buttoning up the grief for another endless night.
Wrapped inside the folds of a beautiful lake, sleeping through a nightmare from which we never wake.
soft to the touch, but crushing to the bone, sitting like monarchs on an isolated throne. Oh, this velvet sorrow wraps around my throat, sailing a river of tears in a sinking boat. It strokes my bruised cheek with a gentle glove, the softest execution of our dying love. We suffocate beneath the weight of luxury, a gorgeous prison offering no amnesty, bleeding out gracefully on tomorrow,
swallowed completely by the velvet sorrow. Silk curtains drawn against the blinding sun, refusing to admit the damage has been done. The mattress remembers the shape of our spine, drinking the melancholy like an aged wine. I polish the antique clocks that refuse to tick, playing a parlor game that makes me feel sick.
Running my palm against the tufted chair, breathing the lavender scent lingering in the air. The softness lies to me, claiming it protects while slowly destroying the hope it collects. Opulence masking a terrifying void, a gorgeous tapestry we foolishly destroyed. Wrapped inside the folds of a beautiful lake, sleeping through a nightmare from which we never wake. Soft to the touch, but crushing to the bone, sitting like monarchs on an isolated throne. Oh, this velvet sorrow wraps around my throat, sailing a river of tears in a sinking boat. It strokes my bruised cheek with a gentle glove, the softest execution of our dying love. We suffocate beneath the weight of luxury, a gorgeous prison offering no amnesty, bleeding out gracefully on tomorrow, swallowed completely by the velvet sorrow. Stitch by stitch, we tailored our demise, wearing a beautiful gown over the lies. The needle pricks, but we ignore the blood, drowning gracefully within a crimson flood. Smooth against the skin, heavy on the chest, putting our weary, broken souls to rest. So soft, too dark, erase the mind. All this valley sorrow wraps around my throat, sailing a river of tears in a sinking. Strokes my bruised cheek with a gentle glove, the softest execution of our dying love. We suffocate beneath the weight of luxury, a gorgeous prison offering no amnesty, bleeding out gracefully on tomorrow, swallowed completely by the velvet sorrow. Brush the fabric, feel the gloom, haunting the corners of a quiet room. Silky tears. inhaling dust from the wreckage of our final stand, struggling to grasp the shifting, arid desert sand. My lungs are burning, deprived of the oxygen flow, drowning on dry land while watching the embers glow. I exert my diaphragm to scream out your name, but the sound disintegrates into this pathetic shame. Every molecule of air is precious and rare, exhausted by the pressure of this suffocating snare.
I exert the muscle, but the bellows remain compressed, a terminal fatigue settling deep inside my chest. We sprinted the marathon while holding our breath, caught in the silence of a premature, quiet death.
The atmosphere is thin, the altitude is too high, watching the vapor of our exhaustion drift to the sky. I am gasping for a mercy that we never refined, leaving the vital essence of my spirit behind. Panting for a respite that never dares to arrive, the physiological cost of trying to stay alive. We are collapsing in the vacuum of our own design, crossing the lethal threshold of the finish line. Oh, this is nothing but a mountain of wasted breath, panning our way toward a hollow, inevitable death. We exhausted the supply on a fruitless crusade, watching the vibrant color of our vitality fade. No oxygen remaining to fuel the internal fire, just the heavy lethargy of a funeral pyre, counting the inhalations until there is nothing left, dying in the center of a beautiful wasted breath.
The ventilator is broken, the bellows are torn, regretting the moment that this rivalry was born. I forced the inhalation, but the cavity stays tight, a desperate performance in the middle of the night. My throat is scorched, a desert devoid of a drop, begging the cardiac rhythm to finally stop.
Of a rhythmic spasm of a body that gave up the ghost, consuming the fuel that we actually needed the most. I am inhaling the static of a disconnected line, wishing for a resuscitation that is no longer mine. The hyperventilation is a rhythmic, frantic song, proving how consistently we have been living wrong. Panting for a respite that never dares to arrive, the physiological cost of trying to stay alive. We are collapsing in the vacuum of our own design, crossing the lethal threshold of the finish line. Oh, this is nothing but a mountain of wasted breath, panning our way toward a hollow, inevitable death. We exhausted the supply on a fruitless crusade, watching the vibrant color of our vitality fade. No oxygen remaining to fuel the internal fire, just the heavy lethargy of a funeral pyre, counting the inhalations until there is nothing left, dying in the center of a beautiful wasted breath. Oh. Let the lungs deflate, let the ribcage cave. We are digging the geometry of our own grave. No more inhalation, no more struggle to speak. The strongest endurance finally bows to the weak. Exhale the history, release the long-held pain. Let the atmosphere reclaim what it needs to regain. Can't catch the wind, let it out. Oh, this is nothing but a mountain of wasted breath, panning our way toward a hollow, inevitable death. We exhausted the supply on a fruitless crusade, watching the vibrant color of our vitality fade. No oxygen remaining to fuel the internal fire, just a heavy lethargy of a funeral pyre, counting the inhalations until there is nothing left, dying in the center of a beautiful wasted breath. The final exhale, the total release, finally finding the ultimate breathless peace, empty lungs, wasted breath. Carved from a block of solitary weeping pine, forced to perform along a perfectly straight line. You tied the transparent nylon to my wooden wrist, commanding my body into a complicated twist. I danced for the amusement of your vicious crowd, while you shouted your stage directions far too loud. My painted smile conceals a terrifying lack of will, begging for the terrible choreography to stand still.
Sitting in the rafters, looking at the floor below, the absolute master of a terrifying puppet show. I manipulate the levers with a tyrannical grip, ensuring that your elegant pirouette doesn't slip. The theater is packed with an audience of ghosts, cheering for the tragedy that my vanity hosts. I thought control was equivalent to actual care, but I am just suspending, a captive in the air. The tension is mounting upon the heavy threat, a spectacular performance of the living dead. Autonomy is stolen, the movements are fake, waiting for the fragile mechanism to finally break. Oh, we are collapsing under these broken strings, a fallen marionette that no longer sings. The gravity returns and smashes us to the ground, a beautiful liberation without a single sound. We sever the attachment, we cut the final tie, refusing to participate in this choreographed lie. Tangled up together in the middle of the stage, escaping from the invisible theatrical cage, saved by the mercy of the broken strings. The scissors glisten under the theatrical light, slicing through the domination of the endless night. I watch your limbs give way as the connection dies, a horrifying freedom reflected in your glassy eyes. The spotlight flickers and the audience departs, leaving behind a pair of disconnected hearts, lying on the hardwood, motionless and entirely free, finally reclaiming the sovereignty inside of me. The joints are stiff, the varnish begins to peel, but for the very first time, the paralysis is real. No more dancing to a rhythm I absolutely despise, removing the strings and cutting the ties. The tension is mounting upon the heavy thread, a spectacular performance of the living dead. Autonomy is stolen, the movements are fake, waiting for the fragile mechanism to finally break. Oh, we are collapsing under these broken strings, a fallen marionette that no longer sings. The gravity
more surrendered into an external will. Leave the tangled mess right where it ultimately fell. A terrifying heaven replacing a controlled hell. Snap the cord, fall down hard, discarded sharp. Snap the cord, fall down hard, discarded sharp. We are collapsing under these broken strings. A fallen marionette that no longer sings. The gravity returns and smashes us to the ground. A beautiful liberation without a single sound. We sever the attachment, we cut the final tie, refusing to participate in this choreographed lie. Tangled up together in the middle of the stage, escaping from the invisible theatrical cage, saved by the mercy of the broken strings. No more dancing, the show is done. The motionless victory has finally been won. Cut the cord, broken strings.
Draping this heavy cloak across my shivering skin, hiding the brutal war that I am fighting within. The fabric is woven with a gentle dark thread, a cushion of comfort for my exhausted head. I sink into the plushness of a quiet despair, running my trembling fingers through your absent hair. Tears fall like pearls upon a darkened rug, wrapped in the tightness of an invisible hug. Correction per structure rule, a blade of pure steel, pretending this elegant numbness is not real. I trace the rich patterns of our ruined design, sewing my jagged heartbeat directly into thine. The parlor is dimly lit with a burgundy glow, masking the undertow, dragging me below. A tailored suit of sadness fitting perfectly right, buttoning up the grief for another endless night. Wrapped inside the folds of a beautiful lake, sleeping through a nightmare from which we never wake. Soft to the touch, but crushing to the bone, sitting like monarchs on an isolated throne. Oh, this velvet sorrow wraps around my throat, sailing a river of tears in a sinking boat. It strokes my bruised cheek with a gentle glove, the softest execution of our dying love. We suffocate beneath the weight of luxury, a gorgeous prison offering no amnesty, bleeding out gracefully on tomorrow, swallowed completely by the velvet sorrow. Silk curtains drawn against the blinding sun, refusing to admit the damage has been done. The mattress remembers the shape of our spine, drinking melancholy like an aged wine.
I polish the antique clocks that refuse to tick, playing a parlor game that makes me feel sick. Running my palm against the tufted chair, breathing the lavender scent lingering in the air. The softness lies to me, claiming it protects, while slowly destroying the hope it collects. Opulence masking a terrifying void, a gorgeous tapestry we foolishly destroy, wrapped inside the folds of a beautiful lake, sleeping through a nightmare from which we never wake. Soft to the touch, but crushing to the bone, sitting like monarchs on an isolated throne. Oh, this velvet sorrow wraps around my throat, sailing a river of tears in a sinking boat. It strokes my bruised cheek with a gentle glove, the softest execution of our dying love. We suffocate beneath the weight of luxury, a gorgeous prison offering no amnesty, bleeding out gracefully on tomorrow, swallowed completely by the velvet sorrow. Against the skin, heavy on the chest, putting our weary, broken souls to rest. So soft, too dark, erase them all. This velvet sorrow wraps around my throat, sailing a river of tears in a sinking boat. It strokes my bruised cheek with a gentle glow, the softest execution of our dying love. We suffocate beneath the weight of luxury, a gorgeous prison offering no amnesty, bleeding out gracefully on tomorrow, swallowed completely by the velvet sorrow. Brush the fabric, feel the gloom, haunting the corners of a quiet room. Silky tears, velvet sorrow. Velvet sorrow. You taste like summer on a rainy afternoon, a lingering sweetness that ends much too soon. I drank the nectar from your porcelain hand, but now I'm sinking in this shifting sand.
I saw the light fading inside your tired eyes, wrapped in the silk of our unspoken lies. The comb is empty and the hive is cold. We're trading diamonds for a fool's gold. It's a beautiful sting, a delicate scar. We're chasing the sun, but we're drifting too far. The nectar is heavy, the garden is dead.
Bitter honey, why do you taste so sweet?
I play the chords that you taught me to feel, but the wood of this guitar
is the only thing real. Your shadow is dancing on the bedroom wall, waiting for the gravity to make me fall. I kept the letters that you never sent, counting the days and the money we spent on a dream that was hollow, on a love that was glass, watching the seasons and the memories pass. It's a beautiful sting, a delicate scar. We're chasing the sun, but we're drifting too far. The nectar is heavy, the garden is dead. Oh, it's bitter honey running through my veins, a little bit of pleasure for a world of pains. Sweet on the lips, but it burns in the soul. We're losing our grip and we're losing control. Bitter honey, why do you taste so sweet? Was just a disguise for the salt that's hidden in your eyes. It's so bitter, so sweet. Just a drop is all I need to break. Oh, it's bitter honey running through my veins, a little bit of pleasure for a world of pains. Sweet on the lips, but it burns in the soul. We're losing our grip and we're losing control. Bitter honey, let me go, let me go. Bitter honey, just a taste of the end. Sever the strings, let the light fall. Nothing left to connect us at all. Loose ends, tangled truth. Spiders spin their silken traps across the ceiling beam, catching flies and weaving a deceptive sticky scheme. I am stumbling blindly through a complicated maze, wandering inside this thick impenetrable haze. Every statement you deliver was a woven trap, erasing every logical direction off the map. I trip over the paragraphs you cleverly designed, leaving every shred of simple honesty behind.
The sailor's knot pulled viciously tight around my wrist, a labyrinth of alibis completely lost and twisted. I try to solve the puzzle, but the pieces never fit, navigating through the bottom of a snake-filled pit. The rigging on our vessel is an absolute disaster, spinning out of our control.
tangle unraveling much faster. I pull a single string and suddenly the whole thing binds, creating a chaotic mess inside our frantic minds. Oh, twisting, turning, wrapping around the throat, sinking quickly inside this fabricated boat. The snare is set, the mechanism locks, trapped inside the suffocated paradox. Oh, we are prisoners of this tangled truth, wasting the innocence of our fleeting youth. A messy combination of sincerity and lies, hiding the reality behind the dense disguise. We needed a disaster out of complicated yarn, burning down the harvest while protecting the barn, strangled by the secrets we refuse to untie, caught inside a tangled truth, waiting to die.
Creeping ivy suffocates the branches of the oak, choking out the daylight with a vegetative cloak. I try to chop the thicket, but the vines are way too strong, binding us to everything we ever did wrong. The brambles scrape my ankles as I try to walk away, but the undergrowth insists that I am obligated to stay.
My knitting needles broke under the pressure of the weave. I manufacture the reality I don't even believe. The sweater is unraveling, exposing all the holes, revealing the corruption hiding deep within our souls. I try to stitch the fabric, but the needle lost its eye, sewing up a bandage on a wound that multiplied. Twisting, turning, wrapping around the throat, sinking quickly inside this fabricated boat. The snare is set, the mechanism locks, trapped inside the suffocating paradox. Oh, we are prisoners of this tangled truth, wasting the innocence of our fleeting youth. A messy combination of sincerity and lies, hiding the reality behind a dense disguise. We needed a disaster out of complicated yarn, burning down the harvest while protecting the barn, strangled by the secrets we refuse to untie, caught inside a tangled truth, waiting to die. Waiting to die. Oh, bring the scissors, fetch the sharpest blade. We have to slash the chaotic web we made. There is no one picking this disastrous now. We have to chop the timber and burn the barrel, cutting through the falsehood, slicing through the cord, smiting this deception with the heavy, righteous sword. So tight, a messy knot, look what we caught. Of sincerity and lies, hiding the reality behind a dense disguise. We needed a disaster out of complicated yarn, burning down the harvest while protecting the barn, strangled by the secrets we refuse to untie, caught inside a tangled truth, waiting to die. Sever strings, let the lie fall, nothing left to connect us at all. Loosens tangled truth. Neon signs buzz a sickly broken green, reflecting off the pavement, slick and unclean. I order a double just to numb the brain, watching the window for a sign of a train.
The bartender polishes a cracked glass,
watching the miserable hours slowly pass.
amber liquid burns a trail down my
my chest, offering a temporary, volatile rest.
Ice cubes rattle like teeth in the cold, drinking a potion that makes cowards bold.
The jukebox is stuck on a crying slide guitar. I am anchored securely to this sticky bar. Thunder rumbles over the city skyline, while I drown the memory of you being mine.
A storm is brewing inside
This tiny cup, swallowing the anchor instead of throwing it up. Clouds rolling in over an intoxicated mind, leaving every shred of sobriety behind.
pouring the liquor
To wash away the mud, mixing the spirit directly into our blood. Caught outside in the heavy whiskey rain, drenching our sorrow, intoxicating the pain. Drops of amber falling from a polluted sky, drinking the storm dry, refusing to cry. Puddles of bourbon splashing on our shoes, singing a sloppy rendition of the midnight blues, soaking our souls until we go insane, dancing completely lost in the whiskey rain.
The label is torn on the bottle of regret, trying to manufacture a way to forget. But 80 proof logic is a dangerous game. Every single sip just amplifies your name.
The stool is spinning like a carnival ride, nowhere to run and absolutely nowhere to hide.
My umbrella is broken, my mascara runs,
Fighting a battle with invisible guns. The tab remains open, the debt piles high, searching for truth in a liquid lie. Every drop on the roof sounds like a drum, beating a rhythm until I am totally numb. Clouds rolling in over an intoxicated mind, leaving every shred of sobriety behind. Pouring the liquor to wash away the mud, mixing the spirit directly into our blood. Caught outside in the heavy whiskey rain, drenching our sorrow, intoxicating the pain. Drops of amber falling from a polluted sky, drinking the storm dry, refusing to cry. Bottles of bourbon splashing on our shoes, singing a sloppy rendition of the midnight blues, soaking our souls until we go insane, dancing completely lost in the whiskey rain. Oh, lightning flashes inside the amber jar. We have pushed this foolish band away too far. The hangover threatens tomorrow's dawn, but right now the tempest rages on. Swallow the lightning, drink down the thunder, pulling us deep into the undertow, pulling us under. Pour it out, drink it down, watch us drown. Caught outside in the heavy whiskey rain, drenching our sorrow, intoxicating the pain. Drops of amber falling from a polluted sky, drinking the storm dry, refusing to cry. Puddles of bourbon splashing on our shoes, dusky rain. I'm shivering in a room that's set to 85, trying to convince my skin that I am still alive. But there's a winter in the mattress, a frost inside the frame, since the pillow stopped whispering the letters of your name.
The left side of the world is a canyon made of wood, a heavy kind of empty, a devastating full. I'm reaching for a warmth that evaporated fast, living in the wreckage of a furnace in the past.
The cotton is a desert, the linen is a lake, counting every second of this rhythmic ache. The thermostat is lying to the shadows on the floor. I'm freezing in these cold sheets, wishing for more, tangled in the ghost of what we had before. There's nobody here to bridge the great divide, just a hollow sanctuary where I used to hide, drowning in the eyes of these cold sheets.
I watch the steam rising from a coffee I won't drink, waiting for the sun to give me time to finally think. But the light is just a witness to the vacuum in the bed, a map of all the bitter things that we have never said.
I'm wearing your sweater just to simulate a touch. I didn't think that breathing could ever cost this much. The laundry smells like jasmine and a hint of your cologne, the cruelest of reminders that I'm sleeping here alone. The cotton is a desert, the linen is a lake, counting every second of this rhythmic ache. The thermostat is lying to the shadows on the floor. I'm freezing in these cold sheets, wishing for more, tangled in the ghost of what we had before. There's nobody here to bridge the great divide, just a hollow sanctuary where I used to hide, drowning in the ice of these cold sheets. Iron out the wrinkles, wash away the stain, but you can't bleach the memory or sanitize the pain. The fabric is a witness, the threads are all aware that the only thing I'm holding is a handful of thin air. So cold, so wide, nowhere left to hide.